umuzi ntamushidikanyaho. Ntekereza cyane ko ukimara kubona iyi foto ugifungura video yawe ugasanga harimo uyu mugabo, uhita umenya icyo iyo video igiye kuvugaho, uhita umenya n'iki video igiye kuvugaho aka kanya, ndetse uyu mugabo ku bamaze kumumenya nta kumushidikanyaho na gatoya. Hello guys, welcome to my channel Uburyo TV guys, twongeye kubasuhuza nanone kandi tubahaye ikaze kuri YouTube channel yacu Uburyo TV. Reka twongere dushimire cyane wowe ufunguye iyi video aho uherereye mu gihugu icyo ari cyo cyose udukurikira, uri uw'ingenzi cyane, uri uw'agaciro, niyo mpamvu tubanje kuguha ikaze nanone uyu mwanya. Guys, by'umwihariko reka mbanze nshimire cyane wowe wakoze subscribe ku Buryo TV, waduteye ingabo mu bitugu, waradushyigikiye cyane. Nongere nshimire by'umwihariko wowe wamaze gukora subscribe, waradushyigikiye cyane, ni n'iby'agaciro. Ngira ngo murabona ko kuri iriya tariki nari maze kuzuza abasub 1000. Byari urugendo rutoroshye, yari urugamba, ariko kandi warakoze, wowe wakoze subscribe, waranshyigikiye. Nongere mbonereho no gusaba nanone nawe utarakora subscribe, nyamuneka wibuke gukanda subscribe, wemeze na all notification kugira ngo video yose yaploadinzwe ku Buryo TV ijye kugeraho mu ba mbere. Guys, gushimira rero ni by'agaciro, ni byiza cyane, biba umuco nyarwanda, ni umuco nyarwanda. Burya umuntu nagukorera ikintu cyiza uzamushimire, umuntu nagukorera ikintu kikugirira akamaro nawe uzamushimire. Niyo mpamvu rero ngarutse mbashimira mwe mwese mwakomeje kubana natwe, mwe mwakomeje kwihangana, mwagiye mutwereka ko turi kumwe umunsi ku wundi, mwakanze subscribe, mwarakoze cyane. Reka nongere rero nawe nkubwire ngo niba utarakora subscribe, nyamuneka wibuke uze gukanda subscribe. Guys, tugitangira iyi video ukibona uriya mugabo, ntekereza ko uhita umenya n'iki kigiye kuvugwaho, n'iki kigiye gukorwa. Uriya mugabo arivugira, ibikorwa bye bimaze kwivugira, nubwo na n'uyu munsi coin itari bwajye hanze, ariko ukimubona uhita umenya ko twinjiye muri Pi network. Murihanganira ijwi ntabwo rimeze neza, maze igihe ndwaye, ariko nanone icy'ingenzi ni amakuru, icyangombwa ni amakuru dukeneye mu mushinga mugari wa Pi network. Guys, murabona ko mu bindi bihugu bigiye bitandukanye ntibigeze badohoka, ntibigeze umayiningire kugira wongere wiyumviremo agafu, umenye ko iyi coin nta mikino ifite. Ahangaha ikindi turi buze kugarukaho cyane muri iyi video, murabona ko aho dukorera mining, twese umuntu wese mininga Pi network, aho akorera mining ye harimo iyi tableau yanditseho developer ambassador program, deadline extended December 31.2023. Guys, ahangaha rero murabona ko hari deadline batanze, cyangwa se umunsi aba ari ntarengwa. Uyu munsi haba hari byinshi bigomba kuzaba bikorwa, hari byinshi bizaba bimaze gukorwa mbere y'uko uyu munsi uba. Noneho ibaze ibyo bizaba bimaze gukorwa, n'iki kizaturika nyuma yaho. Muri iyi video kandi tubafitiye ikiganiro nyakubahwa Dr Nicolas ndetse na madamu be bagiranye n'umunyamakuru umwe w'ikinyamakuru. Babajije ibibazo bigiye bitandukanye, aho uyu munyamakuru yagendaga ababaza byinshi kuri uyu mushinga wa Pi network. Ese ko hamaze igihe abantu bamayininga, ko abantu babizeye, bigeze bavuze kuri open mainnet cyangwa se kujya hanze kwa Pi network. Ahangaha ho mu magambo makeya basubije ko Pi network ibya open mainnet azaba ari umunsi wihariye cyangwa se special day, banze mbese ntibigeze bawutangaza nyirizina, ahubwo bakomeje bagaragaza izindi mbogamizi zikiri ku mpande bakibanza kurwana nazo. Ngira ngo muraza gukurikira video cyangwa se ikiganiro muri iyi video uyu munyamakuru yagiranye na nyakubahwa Dr Nicolas ndetse na madamu we. Aha rero bagiye basubiza ibibazo byinshi bitandukanye, aho bagarutse cyane ku kibazo gikomeye cyangwa se gisa n'ikibabangamiye, ni ikibazo cya KYC. Uyu munsi wa none hari umuntu utarabona KYC, hari n'umuntu wabonye KYC arayikora ihera muri pending, noneho hakaba n'umuntu wakoze KYC akaba atarakoze migration cyangwa se agakora ya migration ariko ntabone coin za Pi kuri available balance. Murumva ko ni ibibazo bigiye bitandukanye ariko cyane cyane byibanda kuri KYC, aho byose bigomba gusolvingwa, bigomba gushakirwa umuti mbere y'uko iyi coin ijya hanze. Ibyo rero nibyo kwa team ndetse na Pi founder bakiri kunonosora, hanyuma byarangira bikazaba bitanga umusaruro cyangwa se bikaba byajya hanze bikigaragaza. Hano hari ikindi kibazo babajijwe, aho bavuze ngo ese Pi ntiyazaba iza gukora nk'uko Twitter ya Elon Musk yahitinze uyu munsi wa none ikaba itagihitinze. Ahangaha basubije nanone mu magambo make bavuga sinzi uko we abitekereza, ariko ntabwo coin ya Pi network icyo bashaka ari uko yagira hanze ngo ihitinge, nirangiza ihita izima. Mu mvugo y'ubu ntabwo ari cyo bashaka, ahubwo icyo ba nyiri umushinga bashaka ni ukubaka ecosystem yabo neza, bakayifunga inguni zose, impande zose bakazubaka neza zigakomera, ku buryo coin ya Pi nitangira gukoreshwa itazigera isubira inyuma, itazigera icika cyangwa se yaba yahitinga. Murabizi nka Bitcoin yigeze ihitinga igera ku bihumbi hafi 80 by'idolari icyo gihe cyagezweho, ariko uyu munsi yaramanutse. Si ibyo rero Pi network ishaka. Ikindi, ku mbuga zigiye zitandukanye murajya muhasanga ibi biceri, murabona ko ni igiceri cya Pi network kiriho amazina ya Dr Nicolas ndetse na Dr Fanny. Yes, muba mwabibonye ko amakampani agiye atandukanye, abantu bagiye bishyira hamwe batandukanye, barakora umunsi kundi. Guys, nta muntu wafata umwanya we, nta muntu wafata time ye ngo ajye kwispendinga ku kintu atazi ko kizamuha ikizamubyarira umusaruro. Biriya byose, biriya birori ubona bariya bagiye bakora batakajemo ayabo, ntabwo babikora for free, bafite impamvu biriya byose baba bagiye babikora. Niyo mpamvu nkubwira ngo nawe niba waramenye iyi coin, please ntucike intege, ukore uko ushoboye nk'uko wabikoraga mbere. Mwabonye ko nkanjye kuri Reflow team aba members banjye ntibakimayininga, ariko ubishoboye ajya abikora, utabishoboye nta kibazo. Kuko na hano mu biganiro Dr Nicolas yagiranye n'uyu munyamakuru bamubajije se abantu batakimayininga bimeze bite, nawe icyo nicyo gisubizo yatanze. Ubishoboye nakomeza mining, wa wundi wacitse intege nanone mumureke, ubwo azabona ko yakabaye yarakoze mining ku gihe, yaragiye yitabira gukora mining nk'uko byari bisanzwe. Ngira ngo hano murabona ko rero ibi bintu tubonesha amaso yacu, bitubona mu mavideo agiye atandukanye ku ma social media atandukanye. Aha hari igihe buzajya gucya ugasanga mu nyanja bimeze bityo, ugasanga ibicuruzwa birambukiranya, birimo birava ku migabane runaka bijya ku yindi, biri kugurishwa cyangwa se bigurwa muri Pi coin. Ibi bizabaho rero, ntabwo ari inzozi. Ko byagenda kose Dr Nicolas ntabwo yajya hariya ngo ahore atangaza ibintu bitari iby'agaciro, ntabwo yaba amamiliyoni amwizeye, amamiliyoni arenga 60 amuri inyuma ari kuri uyu mushinga wa Pi Network, ntabwo yizere igihuha. Uko byagenda kose ahangaha harimo ikintu gikomeye, hazavamo ikintu kizima. Ahubwo wowe icyo usabwa, niba utagikora mining, nyamuneka wibuke wongere ugaruke ukore mining yawe ku gihe, wongere usubukure cya gihe, ushyiremo reve nibiba ngombwa kugira ngo ujye ukora mining yawe bitakubangamiye. Ibi ngibi rero bizakugiraho ingaruka nziza mu gihe kizaza, cyane ko bamubajije se ko haciye imyaka hagati y'3 kuzamura bimeze bite. Mu gisubizo nanone
Quý ông khoe bán
batanze
xe máy,
nuko
quý bà khoe có
hagati
733 vì
y'imyaka
ở Đại hội
3
kỳ thủ Bắc Ninh.
5 za Pi zizaba
Chú đổi một cái xe máy là bao nhiêu kg?
Một bi thì 7 tỷ bên kia xe máy
7 tỷ 2. Nó tính 7 tỷ 2. Mày mới lên đến 3,14159 nhân với 2 triệu 370 tiền đô. Thế này nhân lên.
Thế là cô năm nay bao tuổi?
Cô 66 tuổi.
66 tuổi. Hiện tại cô được bao nhiêu pi rồi?
Cô được 733 pi trong ví.
Ngon.
Cô mới chơi từ 21 nhưng mà cô đánh mất, cô xóa mất 2 lần. Một lần 800, một lần 500. Nếu không
chả mất gì, giờ chơi lại có lợi cô nhỉ.
Còn các cô bạn của cô bây giờ nó bấm nhiều, nó mời được nhiều, nó lên được 5 tỷ, 5.000. Về nhá. Con đổi xong
Các
rồi.
bác biết sự lợi hại của Pi Network chưa?
What's next? We have the mainnet, but what are you guys trying to accomplish with mainnet?
So, a very special period, our strategy design is called enclosed mainnet. So our mainnet went live in this last December. We started our mass KYC, I think the first quarter. And then we are also in the process of migrating all these millions of people. The next is basically after migrating all these millions of people to the mainnet, we're building the enclosed network. Enclosed network means everything can be transacted within Pi, but cannot have external connectivity yet. The special design for this is to focus our attention to build utility and real utility without too much noises outside of the network. And of course, we acknowledge there are certain applications can only build with external connectivity, but there are internal enclosed type of utilities can be nurtured and built. For example, new type of social applications can be inside the enclosed environment to get it into the ecosystem to be a little more mature before we go to we call open network.
Okay, interesting. So somebody downloads the app, they're mining on their phone, or are they staking, or is it like they're doing some type of hash or something like that?
Okay, so your question is how does the Pi mining work? I guess your question, right?
Yeah.
So, mining, as people traditionally understand, is in the context of proof of work. When people think of mining, it's a lot of electricity, a lot of hash. Okay, so that's because proof of work requires nodes to spend electricity to solve mathematical puzzles to reach a consensus. So it comes down to the type of consensus algorithm a protocol uses. Pi relies on federated Byzantine agreement, in which the consensus is reached not through burning electricity, but through a quorum rely on a trust graph to rise from the trust graph. And inside the quorum, nodes send messages to each other, just like votes, in regard to whether a transaction is true or fraudulent, and help that reach consensus.
But how much is 1 pi in dollar terms?
No, we don't have that, and because that is unknown for the current period. Yeah.
Well, one thing to consider here, unrelated to the market conditions, is that as the base mining rate has been decreasing internally in the Pi blockchain, and it used to take you about 2 days to mine 1 pi, and now it takes about 3 days to mine 1 pi. So it is possible that down the line that the price for the KYC can go down to people who have to pay less than 1 pi, but completely unrelated to to the market.
One pie is attached to the value of all the labor people spend on validating this application.
So you can't take the pie out and send it to Coinbase
No.
and cash out. You can't. Okay.
Yeah, that's the point of the enclosed network.
Enclosed network, yes.
Wow, that's pretty interesting. And so, like, during the bear market, do you guys continue to see just as many people mine, or do people kind of lose interest and stop mining a little bit?
No, we don't see any big difference.
Completely
Yeah.
unaffected.
Yeah.
And what is their, I guess, what is their incentive to mine? If the Pi network tokens don't have any monetary value, what's kind of the incentive for people to continue mining? Is it just because it's fun and there's a community and there's an experience behind it? Or, because I always viewed, like, you know, the incentive for people to stake or people to mine is because they could earn an income from it.
Yeah, I think it's more of like we have the vision of building a utility-based ecosystem, and to really crack the utility, it's not Rome is not built in one day. And to build a real ecosystem, you need a lot of infrastructure and you need a lot of attempts to try what it will stick and what is the real use cases. And along the journey, in addition to mining, we also educate our community about the way to achieve long-term vision. And also, in essence, our network is, free to join to start and more fair distribution. Unlike, many other conventional way in crypto that tokens are sold, we never sold any token, and 80% are for the community and the network. So it's basically a more fair participation into this ecosystem to build the ecosystem together. It's not just, we are not just we provide the thing for the community. It's all, the core team is only one participant of the network, and every user and member and developer have their responsibility to contribute to the network to build. And this network and ecosystem cannot be built in one day. And that's the mentality, and that's the spirit of Pi community.
How long do you think it'll take? Is it like a 10-year, maybe a 20-year plan for this to kind of, come to fulfill the grand vision? Or is it closer than that?
I think it's hard to say, but for the next 3 or 5 years, I think even for the general crypto industry is to figure out and overcome a lot of obstacles for the industry as a whole, and obstacles for a specific project. For the industry itself, it has knowledge obstacle. How do people perceive cryptocurrency and the industry? There's a lot of disinformation and misinformation. How do we remove those? And then there is also the regulation obstacle, meaning that we need more clear rules. There is also the application obstacle. What the meaning is that we need to figure out how crypto or blockchain based service can integrate with everyday people's life to create actual use cases and useful services, so that people use it for its intrinsic value, not necessarily as only an investment tool. So they are using. What
would some of those applications or use cases be? Like, if you could put that into some concrete examples.
Yeah. So one direction that Pi Network and I think the industry are trying to have innovation. In addition to all these DeFi, the very native blockchain applications, is the social applications that integrate with cryptocurrency. I'm not just referring to NFTs or games, which is a booming vertical of the crypto space, but also like using cryptocurrency to integrate of designing social applications, not just copycat of the Web2 type of applications, but using the incentive and disincentive systems of a cryptocurrency. Now you're at the time you can use the economic mechanism inside your app logic to create better content, to curate more high signal content than just in the information silo of machine learning. And you can also use this cryptocurrency as a mechanism to motivate and mobilize and leverage the crowd wisdom. Just like our KYC application is an example of leveraging the power of the crowd in order to scale certain services. Like this type of applications is, I think, for the next 3 or 5 years that the industry can explore, and will have a true innovation instead of a copycat of Web2 or just very finance related, and to explore different type of verticals of applications and utilities. And this is what Pi is trying to do, given that we are already at the advantage of having a big social network to start with.
Yeah. So what do you kind of think of Elon Musk buying Twitter? And I just asked this because he tweeted out and was talking about he goes, myself buying Twitter kind of expedites the timeline for X, the Everything app. And the Everything app is supposed to have, a crypto wallet integrated with it, and work and play and social and all this kind of stuff along with payments. And it kind of sounds like that could be maybe even a competitor to Pi Network. Is that how you guys think about it?
We don't see things as competitor. And this is so new. This is so new industry. Every type of innovation is welcome. And also the fact that, I don't know what Elon Musk thinks about this, but the fact that he, have Twitter and then also interested in crypto as demonstrated. The fact that these two, social network and also crypto, merged together seems to be in line with what I was describing just now. Like in the social, vector, there might be innovations using cryptocurrency.
Yeah, and in a sense, the strategy he proposed makes sense. So he said that we need to take Twitter off the public market so that we don't have these external dependencies where Twitter may want to take some non-conventional, non-consensus moves, which if you do it as a public company, you have to look at how the market price of the stock of Twitter would go. So removing those external interferences, then you can try to focus on innovation that will be a long-term innovation. On the short term, if it was maybe loses money, less advertising, something less about the company, but in the long term it creates a better product. And that's, I think, what he was trying to do there. In a sense, this is similar to our strategy for enclosed network. So we have the enclosed network right now to completely eliminate all the possibilities of people trying to use Pi for quick success of X, of Y, of Z, and focus on long-term utility, long-term usefulness for the world.
Mm-hmm. And all the
I love it.
And all these social applications, it's not something that you try it once, it goes very viral. It takes so many attempts. That's what I meant by attempts. So many iterations, so many different versions, how to integrate it. And the more developers join the space to give more attempts, the higher chance the whole industry are going to actually find the real utility that every day you hear drivers talking about, I'm using this thing, crypto-based service for this social, experience instead of just only on exchanges.
Yeah, no, it reminds me of I watched this documentary actually about Elon Musk and starting SpaceX, and he iterated many times on the rocket ship to have, consumer flight. But he blew up the first 3 rockets on accident, right? So nothing's ever perfect the first time. But if you want to have true long-term sustainable innovation, I also love the analogy of, him taking Twitter off the public market, because the things that he'll do to that company after he purchases and go private, he will have if he still had public board members and public shareholders to a fiduciary obligation to them, the experiments that he would run and the innovation, while it might, affect the stock price negatively, it could actually be long-term, a net benefit. And it's pretty clear that that's what he's going to be doing. He's going to be doing a lot of experimental, fun, innovative things, a lot like what you guys are doing with the Pi network. And so I'm excited to see how everything turns out. I'm excited to download it and get Pi mining myself here.
Guys,